Good morning, guys, and welcome back to Whining and Racing. Well, today we have a beautiful overcast day, and hopefully it stays like this all day. What we are going to accomplish today will be mounting these tail lights. As you can see, they're a little bit bigger than what came off of this thing. So, the holes are wider apart, and then I need to make a hole as big as that one so all the wires go through. So we'll take care of that. We need to remount the battery box. I cut that off yesterday. I didn't like it not being accessible. So we're going to end up putting that right down in there. And I got to make tubs, wheel tubs for the interior fenders here. And so I got a couple of pieces of sheet metal here, and I'll be able to take care of that with those. In the front here, I do got to make, I'm just going to weld like some 5/16 bolts onto the frame so we have some grounding points front and back. Then we can get busy on some wiring today. So I'm going to get to work, and I'll bring you back in a little bit after I accomplish something. So as you can see, I got the holes drilled bigger for the new lights, and I cut this hole bigger. Use this little Dremel tool here with a little saw blade on it, and it's able to get that. Now I'm going to use another tool to round this out a little bit so it's not so square like that. I don't know, we're dealing with round edges, so let's keep everything round. And then we'll be able to put those lights in there. So, looking good so far. Alright, so let's see how well I did with this. Wires go on through there. I noticed that the screws were a little short, but it's because these are bent in. Just for now, we'll take that gasket out of there. So I think that'll work. Wires are coming out there, screws are protruding out enough to catch a nut, so I don't know how that sounded. Let's see if we can get this side to work. Yeah, and these are pushed in a little bit, so at least we got a little tolerance here. We can play with this. There we go. So there again, the screws are sticking through, the wires are fine. Let's see how this is going to look. I think that looks mighty nice. So I'm going to go ahead and secure those with the gaskets, clean them up a little bit. They're extremely dusty, so and that'll be one of the projects done for the day. Well guys, I went ahead and got the new battery location mount all welded in and everything, and I'm looking at this hood. I decided I'm going to take this on right now, which means I got to determine where I need to cut a hole through so this filter fits through. Once that is done, then I can mount the hood, and besides the bumper, this tail end will be complete. So I know some guys, I've seen them, they just leave the hood out like that, and I would rather have it all tucked in where it belongs and do something like a scoop. Once I get past the point of that hood actually functioning, then I'll make a determination of how we want to make it look good. We have thought of making the scoop right here and then creating a panel in the back with louvers so we got breathe through there. So let me get that done. We'll take a look at that. Well, as you can see, I marked the hood out where I think that filter is going to line up. So let's see how this goes. Looks like there's a little structure up in here I might have to deal with. We'll see. Well, I'll tell you what, that's real close to working, except I know that's the spring mount there. I'm going to take that out of there. We'll either do without a spring and just have a post that comes out, or we're going to have to get that out of the way. Does that help? Now, what I need to come up with fabricate, or maybe I can find, but the actual latch that clicks into. But now that hood will be able to go. I do have the hinges. I'm gonna attach those hinges and see how that goes up and down. But that looks pretty cool, that air cleaner sticking up through there. But let's see how everything goes together. So I got the hood tightened to the hinges, and I see just a couple little problems here. I'm gonna take about a 1/2 inch more off of here, and it's hanging up right in there, so I'm gonna come back another maybe 1/4 inch across there. See, this one's fine on this side, but this is a little tight, so 1/2 inch there, 1/4 off the top, and we'll see if that hood won't work. Now, another little job we have to do today is we got these very cool headlights, but what we need to do is make the mounts fit. It has all these little notches here. Let me see, it has to go just like that. So there's that little notch there. So it's going to take a little modification. I don't think it's going to take too much. Let's see, someone's already hacked it up. Hopefully that won't affect what we're trying to do today. But definitely want to get these mounted and see how they look by the end of the day. We got the back end all together pretty much. Still got the bumper to do, but that's starting to look like a VW there. Looks pretty awesome. So I'm gonna get going mounting these guys in here, and let's get the front end looking good also. Well guys, it took a little work, but my God, do these headlights look cool. So it's been quite a day. We got the tail lights all mounted, the hood modified and mounted, new place for the battery mounted. Now it's time for my son to do his thing, which is all the wiring. He's got some pretty, oh, and the horns. Get the horns in there, get the wiring done. But this thing is looking more and more like a kick-ass VW. It's getting there, guys.
Now it's my turn to work on Rallybug. I'm going to wire these up. Tail lights, reverse lights, running lights, all that. I'm going to wire up the headlights, which my dad just got finished up mounting on the hood. And I'm going to rewire this whole vehicle and make the wiring look pretty. I'm going to start by labeling all the existing wiring, and then removing the original harness out of here so I can rework it and tie in my new harness. So now I have all the connections here from the original harness labeled. I'm going to go ahead and remove everything from the panel here that my dad made and pull this original harness out of here, and so I can rework it and make it look pretty. I'm gonna have to pull it from underneath the seat. Alright, now that the back half is disconnected from everything and pulled out here, I'm going to disconnect it from this panel. Alright, I got the original harness out. Right here where it's all toggle switches and push start, I'm going to eliminate that and replace all that with an ignition switch. And the rest of this I'm going to pretty much leave alone. Just clean up the wiring a little bit, replace the loom, and yeah. Then I get started with the rest of the wiring for the headlights, tail lights, turn signals, reverse lights, all the various lighting that this vehicle needs. Alright guys, while the battery was charging on the GoPro, I went ahead and wired the tail lights, tied in this side to this side, running lights, reverse lights, brake lights, and ran a wire from that side to this side for the turn signals. I'm basically going to run all the wiring along this way, down here, to all the controls up here. Basically using trailer wiring for the tail lights. It's what I found to be the easiest thing while wiring together tail lights. Anyways, this weather is absolutely miserable right now. I'm going to call it a day. We'll carry on the wiring another day in the future. Remember to like, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned for more.